A very, very interesting question and a very responsible question. So, first I'll start. It's about 6 months back. Our son, 10.5 years old, and he asked me, "Papa, why we're not vegan?" I said, "But why you want to become vegan? Where you heard this word?" I mean, I was like shocked. I mean, what are you saying? He said, "No, Papa, but why do we kill animals?" I said, "No, we are not killing animals. We are getting ready-made animals and we're eating." He said, "No, no, we as in human." I said, "My goodness, this guy has got some weight." So, yes, sustainability is, I would say, a very responsible word, which has been used vastly by many, many people. But I think there's a lot of responsibilities attached to this word. And of course, it lays on the principle with our community, our economy, and of our planet. So sustainability is all about awareness, first of all. And yes, like I just mentioned, a lot of millennials, Gen Y people are also very much, getting responsible as it's there a part of the education now. It's there in the schools and colleges, and I think we should have a chapter on hotel management as well, sustainability going forward. So this is where, because of the education, people are becoming more responsible. And yeah, I mean, if you see, there are a lot of hotels also. I mean, most of the companies have adapted, lot of sustainable best practices to support the community and the planet. So I would just like to divide into two. One is what overall work which has been done in most of the companies, and we as a Marriott also doing it, and culinary perspective, what the hotels and what we are doing it in this. Now, first I tell you, one is the renewable energy resourcing is going to be big in the future. It's the sourcing of energy from wind or by solar, by hydraulic. That's going to be big. There are companies who are, I tell you, internationally as well. Companies are moving to electric cars. This is already there are a lot of hotels have started putting those electric stations in the parkings. It's already been installed. This is what the future. And if you see in India also, probably in next 12 to 18 months, a lot of hotels are going to invest in capex in the electric cars and stuff. A lot of non-plastic. Most of the hotels have already acquired this, and even we as a Marriott as well. It's like if you see a plastic bottle in the hotel, it was like a crime. We are doing it completely straw-free, plastic straw-free. You see the no room amenities. Even the food packaging also, like Chef Rohit mentioned, is sustainable food packaging. I mean, we also when we get the food in plastic, I mean, we also see. I mean, why we are ordering the new furniture, which is in the new projects. You see, it's completely the laundry bags and stuff. It's completely one foot out of the door. A lot of waste management work is happening right now, like you just mentioned. In the waste management, like it's you said 40% food is locally sourced stuff and on the buffet. So we are also working a lot of food which is locally sourced, to, and of course, reduce the wastage is to serve 360 is a big thing, which is big. And then now from culinary point of from F&B perspective, uh, there is a lot of work going on sustainable sourcing of fishery. This is where 1/3 is either the overfished, or the fish which is in endanger, or threatened. So this is where a lot of work which is going on farm and wild fishery, which is the benchmark is on the global seafood sustainable initiatives. And the, when you buying the fish, suppose it's a wild, you have to have the MSC certificate, or you have to have the IRF certificate. Same goes with farms working with those alliance. And there are a lot of fish which you see are banned in the menus, like bluefin tuna, marine mammals, shark fin and stuff. So that's one. Second, a big initiative which is going to support human society is a cage-free eggs. Even in my house also, if you buy, we go to supermarket and look for cage-free eggs. That's it's given nowadays, and with lot of five-star hotels. And of course, that's one of our priorities as well. In top 10 priorities, one of the proteins has to be the cage-free. Like Manisha mentioned, and most of the hotels are doing this. hotel farming and supporting a lot of farmers, working with organic farms, hydroponic farms, and in all the cities also. If you see, this farming business has improved a lot, which is I completely agree to some extent what Chef Rohit mentioned regarding buying the stuff imported. Like you cannot replace balsamic, or you cannot replace Parmigiano Reggiano, or maybe a prosciutto. But yes, our reflection towards and our approach towards the menu is 50% local. So when we make our menus, our 50% food is local or locally inspired dishes is what we plan from our side. Of course, it supports a lot in terms of sustainability. We don't have berries, we don't put it in the menu. I mean, why to buy blueberries or imported, cranberries, or non-seasonal summer, we fly from Europe the strawberries. So it's better to have something on the plate which is throughout available, seasonal, around the year. And of course, we are working very, very aggressively on zero waste program. So Planet 360, like to reduce, of course, this gas emission and stuff. This worldwide, also globally, there is a lot of work which is going on to reduce the waste. 50%, 30% the food is go waste, and the contribution from the hotel industry is 40% actually, which is 10% compared to the overall. So this is what we are working on. We are working with a lot of NGOs and stuff to support and reduce wastage. And looking at the stuff at this point of time, I think buffet is one for outdoor at least for a few months. That's another opportunity to save the waste. So this is a lot of work which is going on sustainability, and this is what the future is. And I think we should also, look forward and support. This is what my take and our take is on
Oh, that's
sustainability.
brilliant. That's very good. I only have one question for you. Is
Yes.
sustainable movement expensive? Does it is it does it dent your
Uh,
food?
so yes, it is initially. Initially, for example, you buying plastic bottles. For example, you got to put a big plant to ensure that you have glass bottles, and then suppose the water plant you got to put it. That's one investment. For example, it goes everywhere. Like I said, again, if you see the ROI in a long term, which works best. Second thing, which I would like to say, in our culinary space, being sustainable is not very expensive. I think rather you save a lot of money by go local. Like Chef Manisha also mentioned, we have advantage as India. We have advantage geographically. We see all the seasons. The kind of soil we have the best. The kind of water is one of the best water we have in this country. Of course, we don't have those chilled for we don't get those oysters and stuff what it's grown in raised in cold water. But otherwise, our local crop, the stuff what we're growing in this country is sensational, and the supply chain for the local produce is brilliant. You name the thing, it's available. Most of the states any given time. So why to fly something imported and create? It's better to work with local or locally produced. Make the menu in such a way, and your if you do the menu, your it's 80-20 rule. Your local is sold 80% in the menu. If you do the star dishes, the 80% is the local produce, local dishes. So this is what our philosophy as a Marriott also is. I think it's a one-time investment initially, but the ROI is way much better if we see. Mr. Chadha, we work very closely with Singapore and of course Hong Kong office. This is where APEC is, Asia Pacific excluding China. Of course, China is way ahead than what we are doing at this point of time. They could manage to contain the stuff, and the business is back. But like if I say other countries like place like Singapore or what's happening in Malaysia, what's happening in Thailand, let's say Australia. So I will talk about what's going on there. What is the expectation for the customer, the guests who are visiting to our F&B restaurants there. So the big thing, what the most important thing, what people have seen, and we as a Marriott also say, so cleanliness is a new amenity. That's the biggest thing. It's the most important amenity we can give it to our guests. And at this point of time, of course, the restaurants are, I would say, it's about 50 to 60% of occupancy. Different places like in Singapore, restaurants are like 50% occupancy. Hong Kong is even more, about 70 to 80% occupancy. But everybody is expecting the cleanliness should be visible. It should be visible through eyes, something which is always taken as granted in hotel industry. Like you have the best kitchens or the clean kitchens. It's not no more. They want to see physically. They want to see from your eyes. Yes, these best practices have been followed. So of course, uh, uh, this is what we are doing also, and the most of the stuff is also cooked and displayed live, and with all the best practices are shown. That's something what people are expecting, and we can learn from them. Second thing is, at this point of time, all those countries are opening phase wise. Like this is what pretty much is happening, and then like let's say the occupancy, the restaurants are opening as per the restaurant occupancy wise, phase wise. Uh, Same with all day dining breakfast also. So this is what happening in places like Singapore or Thailand, and this is also we as a Marriott also planned that okay, let's say the occupancy reaches at 20%, and this is where we'll open the breakfast, and then it's going to run till that occupancy is only the a la carte, and then slowly and gradually we'll start opening the buffet. This is what we can learn from these countries. There are of course cities like Bangkok or cities like Kuala Lumpur. They've started showcasing their best of best buffets and big buffets, but again, things are shielded. There are shields on the buffet and the stuff which is covered. The buffet is served on the table. I mean, you as a guest, you walk around the buffet. There's somebody who's actually taking you around, and you don't stand there wait for the food. It gets served. The entire food, the plating and everything is done. The kitchen, that buffet is working like a live station. The entire buffet is working like a live station. I mean, everything is displayed. It's huge, but again, everything's served on the table. So this is where we can learn that, of course, we will be looking for more manpower for this. That's going to happen for sure. Once we open and we reach at so about 50 or 60% occupancy of our business. One thing which is very very interesting, and I found out with many of our colleagues, that home delivery business in those countries fading. We all say over here it's going to stay, and we are also aggressively working as Marriott, and that we all say that it's going to stay with us, but it's not happening there. It's we see the numbers are actually home delivery is dropping and the restaurant numbers are increasing, and I was surprised. We also discovered, like, let's say maybe they are way ahead of us, let's say maybe, but this is something good to learn. The numbers are fading. It's not what we are expecting at this point of time. The in-room dining business is improving. The IRD, so maybe what we can learn is what we have done also in those countries. We have reduced our menu significantly because of this lean manning, and then the menu is short. It's less prep, less minpla, less, and of course you work on your best dishes where you have to, we don't get problems in those best dishes. So this is where is happening is the IRD is getting take a big hit. People want to, of course, want to have contact-free dining and stuff. So this is good to learn. One more thing, what Manisha also mentioned, a lot of vegetarian demand is there. People are, I mean, we remember when we used to travel to we travel to different countries like Singapore or, any other Asian country. Seafood is like everybody wants to have only non-vegetarian, and vegetarian is like an accompaniment. It's not like that. There used to be 95% non-vegetarian. It's like no, it's a 60% you'll find non. So that's people are going towards more of vegetarian food in other countries, and of course, our country 30% is completely pure vegetarian. That's one. Sustainability is again coming, and people want to know. People want to see in the menu. That where the sourcing is from. People are asking for it. This is what I learned. And then, if you're working very, very, with few companies to work on the waste reduction, and this is where, this is the best time to, implement those best practices. We don't have buffet, and this is where you can do the comparison and put the best practices in place. These are the learnings at this point of time. I would say what's happening around the world.